What's going on, guys? Welcome back, Rocky Mountain Rancher. Hey, something a little bit different. I know the sorry, I'm breathing hard. I just had to carry this stupid ass fridge in here. But the truck camper stuff, people love it. People love the truck camper stuff, and you know what? I get it. I'm the same way. I love the truck camper stuff. So I thought I would give you guys a quick little video here. I'm replacing my Osranvik 12-volt cooler style refrigerator, cooler, whatever you want to call it. With this RecPro 1.6 cubic foot refrigerator that I just got off Amazon yesterday. I love the Osranvik cooler. It's awesome. My only issue with it was, I'll show you here in a second, but it's a chest style. And with the only space I had to put the fridge, cooler, whatever you want to put there, it's just a little hard to get, unless you're 8 feet tall, to get up in, to open the cooler, to look inside. The cooler itself is awesome. It works great, but I was looking for more of like a fridge style fridge to put in that space. So anyway, I picked this thing up off Amazon. I think it was like 200 and some bucks. It wasn't terribly expensive. And we're going to go ahead and slap it in there today, see how it looks. I just thought all you other Capri people might appreciate this. Like I said, the original fridge that came with this camper went out 2 years ago. It was like a propane and 110 fridge. And I don't know what happened, but the cooling system just quit. So it wasn't worth fixing it. And they're pricey. If you price them out, they're not cheap. So I was looking for a different option. Obviously, the new 12-volt style coolers are awesome, but most of them are chest style. And for this awesome space in the Capri, there was only like a couple that would actually fit in that spot. So I did what I did, and it worked fine. But I was always kind of on the lookout for more of a refrigerator style, something that opens from the front that you can look in and get your food. And this one fit pretty good. So I will show you what it looks like now. I just took the Osranvik out of there, so I have an empty space. So you might want to see what it looks like when you take your fridge out of your camper, because I'm pretty sure this is where Capri has put their fridges for, I don't know, the last 20 years, probably at least. I know they changed stuff up now. The newer campers actually have the fridge farther down. They're not up as high. This is a 2017, so anyway, I'll show you the space. You can check it out, and then I'll show you what it looks like. I'm gonna have to do some moving around and some barn wood, because I did some rancherizing to get the cooler in there. So we'll do some finagling and see what the new fridge looks like when we get it slapped in there. Let's go. So as you can see, here is the empty space where the fridge used to go. Now obviously I have this thing all, I had it all decked out for the cooler, for the Osranvik cooler. And like I said, it opened this way. So it was cool, but you know, the cooler itself came up to here. So to open it, it was just hard to kind of get in to see what you had going on there. The cooler itself works great, but anyway, this is a 110 to 12 volt converter that I, like if I'm plugged into the shore power somewhere, I will just plug it in. And then these run over to this 12 volt cigarette lighter. So I can pretty much run anything I have off 12 volt is actually running off of 110. And then this is an outlet that runs to my truck battery that Capri puts in when they wire in the original stock fridge. So that's what this is. So yeah, when I'm going down the road and I know the alternator's charging the battery, I can plug the fridge into this. And then when I get somewhere, I can either plug it into here and it'll run off 110, or what I actually do, most of the time what I plan on doing is the boondocking setup would be having the Jackery 1000 plugged into the new fridge. Or when I had the Osranvik, I had the Jackery plugged into it. But anyway, this is the RecPro. Like I said, it wasn't terribly expensive. I think it was 220 bucks. It's not a huge fridge, and it doesn't have a freezer. Didn't come with the cord, so I bought the external male end of the 12 volt. It's really easy. Just undo this back cover here and screws right into your terminals, and you're good to go. So this is a 12 volt only refrigerator from RecPro, and pretty highly reviewed. It seemed like it's got plenty of room. And it works damn good. I had it plugged into the Jackery last night, and man, it did really good. Okay, so at first glance, it looks okay. Not super pumped with. It's pretty darn close to my little converter back here, which I don't really like. Probably gonna have to move the converter over to this wall. Yeah, but other than that, it sits pretty flush, pretty good. I'm gonna have to redo my trim here and find a new piece of trim. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. Definitely the right size. I don't know if I could have got, I mean, maybe I could have got one a little bit taller, but not from RecPro. So yeah, I think I'll move some of this stuff and we'll see what she looks like then. Okay, a little update. Been working on this way longer than I thought I was going to, but I got it fit in there pretty good now. Got my trim back up. Of course, I ran a piece of leather over the top just to kind of band the top of it to keep the whole thing in there. Looks like my cord's going to be just barely long enough to go to my Jackery, or if I need, I can plug it in to the truck or to the converter. So that will work pretty good. All right, guys, final update on the old RecPro RV refrigerator with the Jackery. So far, I am digging this setup. My only stupidity was, I will say, make sure you buy a long enough cord, because you have to buy your own cord with this thing. And as you can see, I bought a 6-foot cord because I thought for sure, that's a nice cord too, that already had the male 12-volt cigarette lighter ready to go. And my plan was obviously to run it to the Jackery. Well, of course, I bought a 4 or 6-foot cord. Anyway, I think it was a 6-foot, but it wasn't long enough. It would go to like here, and I don't want to ride with the Jackery there. I want the Jackery here or underneath the bed system. So of course I had to buy a whole nother cord, and I'd already freaking like screwed that thing in there perfectly. So I was like, oh, I'm not taking the fridge out because it's perfectly level. All the trim is done. So I just spliced into the cord and made it longer so that the Jackery can go underneath. But I will say I'm super impressed. I tried it a little bit last night and got her down to like 93% on the Jackery, and then unplugged it, left it alone, and then this morning at about 8:30 I plugged it in. It was at 93, so I think it's 11 something now. So a couple hours, it's only used 3% of the Jackery, so that's pretty awesome. I mean, this thing, like right now the compressor's going, you can hear it. You can hear it. So obviously when you open the door, the compressor's going to kick on, and so it's taking about 39 watts right now. But I mean, it'll probably run for a couple minutes, and then when it's up to temperature, it will completely shut off. The fridge will. So that's pretty cool. So far, I'm super impressed with this thing. It's kind of just a little test run, and I went and got my cold plunge thermometer, and can't really see. There you go. Right at about 30. A little bit above 30. At 6 on the dial. So this thing's cold, frosty. We got cold drinks. So man, I think this thing's gonna work. I didn't really get to show you guys the rest of the trim, but I had to redo the trim here and re-put this back in here. Put a little rancherized piece of leather just to kind of hold the whole thing in there, but I was able to keep all my shelves up there. And then just in case, of course I had to put some more leather on it, but if you know, truck campers, you know, you want everything to be strapped down. So threw an old piece of saddle string on there just to keep the door closed while we're going down the road, and a little extra security to keep the fridge in there. But I am super impressed. I gotta say, I'm gonna leave this thing on the rest of the day and see what it does, see how much power it takes. In 8 or 10 hours, we've used about 10%. So this thing could, according to my redneck math, this this little fridge and this Jackery could run together for days, I would say. So I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't need to do that. Obviously, it's working great. We'll see. I got a team roping clinic here in about 3 weeks. We're going to put this thing to the real test, but so far I'm super impressed. So I would say 2 thumbs up so far for the RecPro fridge. If you guys are thinking about getting one of these, there we go, just kicked off. I don't know if you can hear it, but so compressor just kicked off and we're back to 0. So super efficient. I'll leave it on the rest of the day and see what we do.